New episode of Tracks, my new playlist where I try to talk about how I take the pictures, the adventure behind. I'm trying to show you in real what's going on when I take the pictures. So this time we're going to go to a volcano. Last year I was lucky to see this volcano south of Reykjavik, pretty easy to get to. It's about 45 minutes to an hour of bus drive, and then you have to hike a few hours to get there, but it's kind of a cool place to go for volcanoes because it's as you can see on the map, it's Reykjavik is in the north up right, and that's a hike I took. Here's an unzoom where we can see Reykjavik, its position. A really cool way to discover a volcano. Last year I saw it in fusion starting, and this year I wanted to see how it goes when it ends, so I was there for the last day of the volcano. So first what I did is the day before hiking there, I went by helicopter to see a little bit. That was one day before the last day of the volcano. So here are a few pictures. I took my Leica SL2 100mm f2.8 lens. We had two great pilots, two Icelandic pilots who were really very talented, very nice ways of going around, looking for us to have the best points of view. So as we can see, that's the picture on the left. That's with the SL2 and the 100mm from Sigma, the art lens. So two pictures, central and right. That's using my own app, Camare, where I put my filters in random mode. Here again, the pictures middle and left, that's Camare, where we get to the volcano, to the pits, where it's definitely in fusion. And we see here the really very different quality coming out from the SL2 and the Sigma lens, with way more details. So for me, it was the first time I was taking pictures from a helicopter. Not that simple. So my advice would be don't take too big of a lens. Depends also obviously of the size of the helicopter, but this one was pretty medium sized, so it wasn't that tight, and still is kind of difficult to take good pictures, even with the stabilizer, but here are the best ones. On the left and middle, that's using Camare, and on the right, that's the lava fields, where once in a while you see the lava coming out of this crust. It's pretty thin, actually. It's a little bit like if it was ice over water, and definitely can see that there's liquid underneath, molten rock in this case. Yeah, and here are a few more pictures of the older volcanoes. It's definitely mostly volcanoes around, so that's a volcano from last year, and the lava from the years before. Really nice going with you have the legends behind underneath the pictures, usually telling you what the camera is. Here it's SL2 again. On the left, that's SL2 once more. You can see another helicopter in those plains south of Reykjavik, basically east of Keflavik Airport. And on the right, Camare with a very wide angle, where you can see in darker color the lava field, and also the moss was burnt because of the fires linked to the lava, and that's what you can see. Two more pictures to give you a sense of scale, where you see this volcano. So that's 2 days before 1 day before the last day, with the lava still spurting out. The approach by bus is actually southwestwards. You go by the coast, so really nice sceneries. You see the sea. It's really, really nice. Here's three pictures with SL2 and the Astr Hori 50mm lens. I did recently a video about this lens, which is really, for the price point, a really great lens. Very enjoyable to use. Going up on the volcano, climbing towards it. I'll try to take some pictures and see what we get. Here, well, we started walking and taking pictures mainly with the SL2 and the Astr Hori lens. In the middle, that's Camare in random mode. But yeah, interestingly enough, going with those groups, it's not uninteresting. And if you do it well, you always can find space to take pictures, as we will be able to see a little later on. So we're slowly going past the ocean, which is back there, and we're going to walk towards the volcano. It's always interesting to do those group walks and trips, because it's not that bad. And actually we're going to see what kind of pictures we can do. And yes, the weather seems rather okay today. At that point of the walk, I had with me also the Hasselblad XPan camera. Here's it's a picture with the Kodak Pro Image 100 film, one of my favorite film, multi-purpose film that they do. I really enjoy it. And here I think it gives a really good latitude, and you can have both details in the sky, the highlights, and it really gives a good idea of the sceneries. So basically, those group trails, walks, they're obviously not the best way to take great pictures, but sometimes they are, because as you can see today, it's nice people walking along, nice guides, and in terms of resources, not that expensive, and everything's organized for you, so you might well go along. And yeah, this is going to be hopefully not as adventurous as usually, but pretty fun. Here, two pictures. SL2 with the Astr Hori on the left. We can sort of barely see the sea far away. We're going northbound, so we're slowly getting far away from the sea and won't see it anymore. Same place on the right, and I had also a Minox 35mm camera with Washi 12 or 13 ISO film. It's leader film, very contrasty, as you can see. Very interesting rendering to my tastes. I like the very different ambiance that you get from that kind of film. Here on the left, SL2 digital with the Astr Hori, which is pretty neutral as a lens, not so much character. I definitely recommend you go see the video about this lens if you're interested, but I really enjoyed using it here. It's a very all-rounder lens. And on the right, that's using also the Minox 35mm, but that's with Vista, expired Vista film. I didn't really know how expired it was, and you can't do much with the 35mm in terms of compensating, so that's the sea far away we can see in the middle, and there's a small light leak underneath. Walking and going for landscape photography. For me, apart from filming those videos, it's really a moment of intimacy in which you resource yourself and get more into your own thoughts and feelings. And sometimes, like here, for example, you have this lava field and this old volcano at the far end. It could be a good landscape shot, but yeah, it's landscape photography, at least to me, it's really more of a process than anything else. And once in a while you get some really good shots, but at least for yourself and for a few friends or fans. But yes, it's really a good opportunity always for the process. Here again, the SL2 on the left, and those crowds going towards the volcano. You can see that the mountains at the far end seem kind of faded, but that's huge amounts of rain. So that's Iceland. You have those huge rain fields that go pretty fast. And we're lucky not to get one of those really torrential rains, but yeah, it's nice to look at that. And in the middle of photos, that's with Vista, expired Vista, basically at the same place, a little bit further. Very different rendering, more poetic. I think this picture is actually more interesting than the digital one, but that's my taste. And Camare on the right, that's one of those random filters that's actually square. But you see the ground is really gray. In some places it's really like ashes. Okay, so this volcano is really nice. It's an old one. The lights were pretty cool. Very interesting
shadows. So I tried to take a few pictures, digital and film, just standing on the other side from that mountain I was showing before.
Here it's pretty interesting to me pictures because very different mediums. The middle picture, that's the 47 megapixel from the SL2, the Leica SL2 with the Astr Hori 50. On the right, that's iPhone 12 Pro Max with a random selection of my filter, my computational algorithms. And on the left, that's Minox 35mm with the Vista film. As you can see, very different moods, so it's always interesting, in my opinion, to at least take two cameras or try different settings or go a little bit experimental. And here, the same place, but obviously using the Hasselblad XPan in panoramic mode, you definitely get a better sense of the scale of things, of the wideness of the sceneries. And this is with the Pro Image 100, and I really think it does a great job of capturing the essence of the lights and the darks and the contrast. It's a really great film if you haven't tried it yet. It's kind of subtle in my opinion, but it works great. I really like it. Here, continuing on the track towards the volcano. On the left, that's with the iPhone and using the 13mm equivalent lens. And you definitely see my thumb or finger on the bottom left, but I thought it was an interesting picture nonetheless. And on the right, that's with using the Vista film with those very weird renderings of color and very contrasty, almost no details in the low lights, but you get some drama in the clouds and the skies. Basically same place, a little bit panned over, using another random filter from Camare on the left with those color artifacts. Fringe encoding of the colors. And anyways, I'll refer you to the Matnum playlist if you want to know more about those filters. And on the right, that's basically the 35mm with the Washi film and a light leak. So probably the light leak comes from when I put the film in, because the canisters where Washi puts their film are often a little bit different than other canisters, and I don't know. I'm probably the one who created the light leak, but I think it works pretty well in that case. It makes it kind of a panoramic frame-in-frame thing. I don't know, and it works well with the drama of the sky and the curves of the mountains. Here again on the left, that's the Vista expired film with those weird blues in the skies and this very strong grain. On the right, that's Camare in random mode. We see the old lava fields. We can guess there's some kind of clouds, some kind of miniature fog on the bottom, but that's actually the heat of the old fields of lava that's kind of expressing into the air.
Here we can see the lava field slowly cooling down. So I'm on my way to the volcanoes. I'm going to first go see the volcano, and maybe on my way coming back I'll find in those apocalyptic views something to take a picture of.
And here, if we get closer, we kind of see on the picture on the right, which is with the Leica SL2, we see the lava field, and there's some poles that the authorities have put there for diverse reasons, mainly research or monitoring, and taken differently with the film, with the Washi on the left, or basically digital on the right. You can really have some very different moods to your pictures. Here again, we using different films. On the left, that's the Vista. The moss looks kind of blue greenish, and on the right and middle, that's actually just an example, because the film, I give my color films to be developed to a great technician that does a great job. But when I have panoramic pictures, it doesn't have the casual equipment to scan them, so he just does a quick scan with the commercial scan, and that's the crop on the right. And just to give you an idea, the one in the middle, that's me. I scanned the XPan panoramic 35mm film. I scanned it on a Canon flat scanner. And I don't retouch the colors, basically a little bit, but the color balance. But On the right, that's just to show you how important the scanning process is when you work with analog photography and digitize. Really a very different rendering. Actually, when I got the pictures and scanned the same film, I thought I messed up something and I wasn't looking at the same film. Anyways, just for the example.
That's often with landscape photography. That's why yesterday I came, it's not very CO2 friendly, but we came by helicopter to check it, and that's what can arrive with landscape photography. Sometimes you don't have exactly what you want. That's part of the game. And we still have half an hour to walk, and I'll be checking on something else. And well, I'm not disappointed. As you can see on my face, a little tired, but not disappointed. And so let's go there.
So yeah, I'm getting close to the volcano. You can see that from the day before, which was the helicopter photos, we would see the fire coming, the fiery eruption. And here we only basically see the smoke. That's really the last day. And you can see that picture on the left, that's basically the digital with the Leica and the Astr Hori lens. The XPan with the Pro Image 100, how the colors are very differently rendered. And on the right, that's Camare with the random filter generation.
So here is the volcano. We don't see inside, but inside it's still boiling a little bit, so it's really on the decay. So some might see in that kind of scene some kind of disappointment, but actually that's part of landscape photography. You go for something and try to find something else. I would probably say also that the really great pictures were taken by others. So just enjoy the ones of those who took great pictures of the lava explosions and try finding something else for yourself. So I'm going to try to go a little bit closer and see if I can do something extra.
And here we are. We're slowly. I could have gone closer, but yeah, basically I've already seen a volcano, and I thought, again, some were disappointed. We'll see a few of the visitors that seem a little bit disappointed because, yeah, I guess you want to see the volcano, the lava, the excitement for the very Hollywoodly, very expressive explosions of lava. It can be interesting, and if you haven't seen one, I've already seen that, so I'm not saying I don't like to see it again, but here I was really interested to see the end of the process, and I think it was pretty dramatic nonetheless. But you can see with on the top, that's a digital image with the SL2, and that's where I think film is strong. It's and using Pro Image with the XPan, I think I'm at the same place. Definitely not the same rendering. The framing is completely different because of the really wide span of the XPan, and the Pro Image does a really great job. I really like this film. I can't emphasize that enough. Again, on the left, sometimes we could see some of the blue skies. The skies really change fast in Iceland, and this volcano slowly getting off, and you can still see the smoke. And here I decided in the middle, that's using the Sigma. I used this trek to go, this hike to go and test Sigma 100 to 400 zoom lens for L mount. Basically the same formula that Leica used, and they also have basically the same lens with a different construction, but not optical formula. But really my first concrete test with this lens, quite portable, pretty compact, really very good rendering in my opinion. And on the right, that's Camare with the random filters. This Sigma 100 to 400 lens is actually very impressive. It's not very open, so basically when I'm at 400, I'm at 6.3, I believe. Of aperture, and I had the doubler. I wanted to see how it worked, so in the middle that's using the doubler, so basically I'm at 800 millimeter with the SL2. As you can see, it's very, very defined. And on the bottom right, that's a guy who, I don't know if he was disappointed. I think he was kind of disappointed, but looking at the volcano from below, using the 800 millimeter, yeah, you get a good bokeh actually, not too extreme. The good differentiations of the planes, but yeah, quite surprising lens. Here again, using it at full zoom, so basically 800 millimeter. The picture on the right, well, I'll start with the picture on the right, because you can see this sort of dots, circular dots, kind of blurry. That's basically, I don't really clean my sensor that much, and I didn't want to edit my images. So just to give you an idea of what happens when you use the doubler, because basically the aperture, doubles also. So you will start seeing the dust on your sensor, and that's what it does. It makes those small dots. The one we see most is on the top right of the picture at the border. That's what happens when you use those kind of not that open lenses. But on the left, the small dots a little bit better defined. That's actually the last spurts of lava. Not colds, but not that incandescent. That's basically once in a while it sort of blew off a few rocks. So that's really the last coughs of the volcano. Again, very impressive on the left, the zoom lenses with 800. Here we can see the incandescent lava field underneath the volcano. The reddish things are not reflections, it's actually the glow from underneath. So very impressive experience. Even so, the volcano is a little bit calmer than it used to be. And on the right, those deceived hikers. Not all of them were deceived, but most of them were kind of unexcited.
Okay, so that's it about that volcano. It's ending now. It was kind of at the end right now, so we've witnessed quite a crucial moment actually. Very interesting, not the usual photos of that volcano, obviously. Most of them we see are fantastic by other photographers and show the lava and the powerful mechanism at play. Here it's also powerful, but quite different. But that's part of, I think, landscape photography, even more when you're participating in those groups. But it's a process, it's super enjoyable. You have to go with it, improvise, and enjoy what you have at hand. It's very spectacular in any case. And yeah, let's hope I have a few good shots that we can enjoy together.
And here again, to me, it's really an ode to this Pro Image film from Kodak. A lesser liked film usually. People don't really talk about it, but I think it's a really good contender for those kind of shots. You get details all over, the highlights, the lowlights. And the colors are great. So using the XPan, it really gives a strong sense of the reality. Kind of more dramatic almost. And on the left, that's going back towards the south, leaving the volcano. We can see those lava fields still smoking. Here again, going towards those lava fields, going back south. On the left, that's a digital image with Astr Hori. And again, a light leak with my Minox 35mm. I don't think it's the Minox who's leaking it. I think it's me when I put the film in. With the Washi film. And you have those lava fields getting closer, and you have this kind of dramatic looks. Again, Pro Image 100 with the XPan. Yeah, very spectacular landscapes to me. I really like that kind of feel in landscapes. So, as usual, when you go trekking somewhere or follow someplace, for me here, that's the most impressive part of today's hike towards that volcano that we saw that kind of was turning off. What we're seeing here is the lava field from the volcano from the 2021 eruption. But if I understood well, the lava, the solidified lava broke from the new lava underneath. And so we have these incredible patterns. So I think that's really going to be my highlight, at least in real. Let's try to make a few pictures and see what that gives. But yeah, always wait
and yeah, let things happen, and you'll always find something interesting to take pictures of.
Here, I think that was a highlight in terms of photography for me during this hike, was getting very close to the old lava fields. So it's kind of a mix, as you can see on the picture on the right, which is a digital one with Astr Hori. The lava, when it was liquid, sort of suddenly froze, a little bit like Han Solo in the Star Wars movies. And then the pressure of the lava going downhill sort of broke it like ice. So you get those really weird fields of a mix of soft features and very triangular, broken glass shard-like pieces of rock. And here with the 3 different mediums on the right, that's the standard digital image. In the middle, I think the Washi really gives a very dramatic feel to the scene. And on the left, the XPan, and that's with the Lomography Lomochrome Color 92, this new film that came out using the XPan. As I said before, it's going back and forth. I took pictures of the same places, and so that's why sometimes I switch film, which is not feasible with only one XPan. But anyways. Here, the XPan using the Lomochrome Color 92 film. As you can see, you have something more contrasty. The colors are definitely not the same as what we've seen before with the Pro Image 100, but nonetheless very interesting rendering. More grainy, but more drama, I think, too. So, a very interesting film that I'm slowly getting to know. It's maybe my 5th or 6th roll. I'll probably do a video about it in a few weeks. Here again, 3 different renderings. On the right, that's definitely Camare with my random filter generation. In the middle, Astr Hori lens with the SL2. This Astr Hori lens, I definitely also let you go see the video about it, because it's a very interesting lens. I'm starting to get really used to having it, and I have theoretically better lenses, but it's really a pleasure to have it with me. It's very compact, works great. And on the left, that's without the light leak, almost no light leaks, the Washi film. And the skies move really fast in Iceland, so it's not the same lighting, it's the same place, but you have this kind of more dramatic rendering of the lava field with the spotlight in the middle. I really like this picture. Here again, the Astr Hori, great contender when you want to go close or far away, and that's what I was telling you before, the rock that suddenly froze into place, this liquid, kind of semi-liquid flow that suddenly froze. Really nice looks. And on the right, that's Camare, and there's this lava field. You can see there's a lighter place with some smoke coming out, and here on those pictures, that's I put back the 100 to 400 millimeter Sigma lens. You can see it's actually quite yellowish, and it's kind of a vent where sulfur stays. You have actually more than one of those, and if you put the doubler, that's what I did. I put the doubler on the 100 to 400, and that's where the 800 millimeter is really handy. You can really see the details of the sulfur coming out. Probably a vent from deeper, warmer places. That's a mix of the lava from last year's eruption and this year's. And here, going on the right, looking towards the north, and the volcano that I'm getting further away from. That's also where you can see that it's nice to have a 100 to 400 millimeter and a doubler, because you can actually have a very different point of view. And you can see really this lava flow that went down towards where I am standing right now, and the volcano that's getting extinct. It's actually, you can see it from the first pictures, it's really stopping now. Here, interesting, because when I was going one way and going the other way, I basically took a picture at the same place. It's not exactly the same angle, but just for the comparison, I was talking about the Pro Image 100 from Kodak and the Lomography Lomochrome Color 92. That's where you can really see the different character of the film, and that's I think where film has really a big advantage. Some will say, "Oh, I can do that with post-processing," but here it's got more. I don't know. It's got more meat to it, and the results are they come out of the box. That's what comes out from the shoot.
Okay, so a fantastic day. It was incredible. A dying volcano, but so many other things, so many other detailed and incredible things in terms of images.
And here's 3 last pictures. That's digital. Just we're going back towards the ocean after a really nice hike, using Camare in random mode. So hopefully this series is a little bit in its infancy. Kind of I'm slowly finding my marks to make it more interesting, hopefully. At least I hope it's entertaining. Maybe it gave you some ideas. Don't hesitate to go with groups, even if they seem quite touristy. You'll always find ways to take good pictures, or at least have fun. And catch you next time.